All right, here we are with another video on the Lionheart channel. Elton Inhart 16. We used to say welcome to the Pride Lands. I don't know if we're gonna keep saying that or not, but this video is all dedicated to my new content. I know I'm making a comeback. I've been gone for a long time, and all of a sudden I want to do content again, and so I just wanted to introduce and go into depth with my new content is, and here's what it is. It's real simple. Jolteon. I'm gonna put Jolteon in every video. Every video is just gonna have Jolteon. That's it. Nah, I'm just kidding. There's a lot more depth to it than that, but we're gonna take a little bit to get to that because I want to go over some other stuff before we get there. So first of all, I just want to talk about my old content goals. My old content goals, I started on Fortnite and Overwatch and Ark, but those games they didn't pull people in, and it's not the game's fault. It was my fault because I used to say, I tell everyone who wants to get started into streaming, like Twitch exists for 3 reasons, or streaming exists for 3 reasons, I should say. People want to be coached or learn from the best people at the game. Or people better than them, or people want to find people that they are better than and help them get better at the game, or sometimes just backseat drive, whatever you call it, like one way or the other, same thing sometimes. And then the last third of those people are the ones who just like want a community. They want a place to be, they want a place to hang out and enjoy similar things and people that they enjoy to be around on a digital form. So I think those are the 3 reasons why people are on Twitch, and I just think I was really failing at all of those things through the various games. Because let's be honest, I'm just not the best gamer. I think there was a time in my life where I was like pretty freaking good. Like back when I was like 15 or 16, I was one of the top dogs at Call of Duty, in the neighborhood, you know what I mean? And I used to smack B-Mart around on Need for Speed and Super Smash Brothers all the time. You can ask him, he'll tell you it's true. But just the level of gamer that is accessible in today's game for like Fortnite and things like that, like there's just outstanding people that can get really good really quickly. And I think I kind of like topped off considering how much time I'm able to put in, and also just like the older I got, the less interest I had in the grind of certain things. Like more grinds became more important to me. So that was kind of like where my old content was, like for way back in the day. That just, it didn't make sense that it wasn't working. It does make sense that it wasn't working. But it wasn't until I found Pokemon. I started streaming Pokemon when Sword and Shield came out, and man, I really liked it. I really liked the new Pokemon game of Sword and Shield, and it was awesome. And I just like started like looking more and more into Pokemon and the battle scene, and discovered that I kind of really like competitive Pokemon battling. And there's a whole that could be a whole bunch of different things, because all of a sudden you're like breeding and like even maybe looking for shinies, and you have to like get these special moves, and these mons have to be with these mons, and there's certain combos that work now. And there's just like such a cool concept in Pokemon battling. So I had this concept of the gym challenge, and the gym challenge was just so, I legit think the gym challenge was one of the best ideas I've ever had. Like, I'm not even trying to be humble about this thing. Like I think it was a really good idea. I loved doing it too. It was just so awesome, and it actually pulled in a lot. It kind of hit all 3 of those concepts, because there were people I was better at Pokemon than, who would come in and learn from the people in our community to make Pokemon better. And there was people who were much better than me at Pokemon who would stay to help people that weren't as good as Pokemon. And both of those are feeding into the third thing, which is people wanted community. They just wanted a place to talk and hang out and talk about Pokemon, talk about their days while people are playing Pokemon. Like, I think the gym challenge hit all of that perfectly. I'm very proud of that. And with that being said, I mean, I also think it hit a very specific niche that Pokemon hadn't hit yet, because a lot of Pokemon content creation back whenever I started doing Gym Challenge was around shiny hunting and TCG. Both those things are still really big and really popular. A lot of people watch them, but it wasn't hitting everything for everyone. And most of the people who are watching competitive Pokemon were going to YouTube for it instead, because YouTube videos are a little bit actually better for that type of content. But I was doing it on Twitch, so people could come talk while we're doing it. So yeah, I'm really happy about the Gym Challenge. I will always cherish that and remember it for a long time. That was something that was really important. So another one of my old content creation focuses was charity, and I'm not sure how it fits in with my new scheme. I know it's still important to me, and I do know it could still work. I'm just not sure how yet. So that's something I still have to think on a little bit more, and I can't wait to discover exactly how we're going to do that. But I do think there is a way for that to fit, and it is still important to me, so I want it to fit. So that is why I changed up the Pokemon content. That's where I started. I started with random games, hoping something would click. Found Pokemon, it clicked. Now we are where we are today, and why I'm shifting my new content. Okay, so I mentioned this on one of the other videos that I've already posted. If you haven't seen it yet, check out the I'm Back video. I'm still getting better at this. I didn't realize I'm not good at it sometimes, but it'll be up here somewhere. Like, check out the I'm Back video, and because this has to do with my friend B-Mart. I was out disc golfing with B-Mart one day, and he was talking about this new adventure that he's gone on of collecting these PSA 10 Charmanders. You gotta love B-Mart, because when he loves something, he loves it so much. B-Mart loves Kobe Bryant. B-Mart loves Charmander. And it's like, most people are like, why not Charizard? It's like, no, B-Mart loves Charmander. So his collection is centered around Charmanders. He wants to get as many PSA 10 Charmanders as he can in all the different arts and all the different styles and everything like that. I think that's so cool. And it's actually, like, if you think about it, it's a little bit more of a attainable focus, because it's not, I want every OG first edition shadowless PSA 10 from the base set. It's like, how are you gonna do that? But no, like, every Charmander, that's approachable. I really appreciate that goal that B-Mart has set. But when we were talking about it, I was like, oh man, these PSA 10 thing, like, that's pretty incredible. I have a lot of old cards. I doubt I'll ever get a PSA 10 of anything. Like, I just don't, that realm of turning in cards, seeing how well they can do on the grading system, and it just, I don't think I'll ever get there. B-Mart took that to heart, remembered it, and while he was still collecting his Charmanders, he came across a couple cards that I would be interested in, and that thought came to his mind. He said, oh my gosh, Lionheart thought he would never get a PSA 10 card. What if I turn in some cards that he would like to gift him? With that being said, B-Mart remembered that I'd said that I didn't think I'd ever have a PSA 10, and, like, let alone of, like, my favorite, right? Just like any PSA 10s at all that I would think, well, as B-Mart was thinking about that, he had this idea while he was doing his collections. Wow, like, what if I could surprise Lion? What if I could surprise Lionheart with some PSA 10s of his favorite Pokemon? And so he started keeping his eye out, and he started watching, and this is what he came up with. So the first one, this one, I believe he bought off of a coworker of his, which is a Jolteon VMAX 9.5, PSA 9.5. So you get I'm still really bad at that. The PSA signature down at the bottom, the beautiful casing that it comes in. Oh my gosh, I'm so bad at keeping this in front of the camera. And the 9.5 at the top. And see if I get it to focus a little bit. The back of the card looks like literally impeccable, like it could be perfect. But not only that, he also got me a PSA 10, the 151 Jolteon, and I know my light is really like throwing this off to y'all right now. Oh my gosh, and I can't hold it. PSA 10, 151 Jolteon, beautiful card. I love it. I told B-Mart, these are some of the most important things anyone's ever given me, because I know at the end of the day these are just cards. So that's not why they're important. They're important because of the thoughtfulness it took behind thinking about me and thinking about what my favorite thing is and something that I didn't think I could have. All those things came together into these two cards, and it has now spiked my new interest. And I talked to B-Mart about it a long time, and he's kind of the reason why I'm doing this, because I think I want as many PSA 10 Jolteons in the various styles that I can get the same way that he wants his Charmanders. And I think that would make me really happy. But it also invokes something else. In the gym challenge, the other thing that I'm like super proud of that we did, and that I was like actively pursuing, I was always like, I would often lose in the gym challenge because I was using a Pokemon I preferred over a Pokemon that was like statistically better. But I can't help myself. I love using the Pokemon I love. There's nothing else I can do about that. I love the Pokemon I love. I love Jolteon. I love Luxray. I love Mudsdale. I love Darkrai as a legendary. I love all these Pokemon so much, and it now is invoking that same sort of love in my collection. It was like, I have so many cards that aren't Pokemon that I love, but they are cards that could help me trade to get the Pokemon that I love. So that's why I'm switching into this new gear of content. I want to make my collection something that I love every card in, not just like be like, oh yeah, that was cool, I pulled that one time. But it's like, no, it's different. Like every single one of these cards is something I love. And the very last reason, I was thinking about this in the grand scheme of things about investing. I could easily just take money and put it in the bank and let it sit over time, and that money would accrue interest and get more and more and more and be a big number. I'd like put in small number in the beginning and it'd be big number at the end. That'd be great, cool, whatever. But Pokemon is also investing. Pokemon cards, you can go on the sites and watch how they go up and down, just like stocks do. And the second some Logan Paul comes out there and says, I'm going to try to pull the Moonbreon, just like Logan Paul said, I want to open up a base set and see if I can get the Charizard. It's like all of a sudden everyone's stocks in Pokemon went up. Everyone's collections number rose. So you can hold on to Pokemon cards for as long as you want to. They're always, if you have cool cards, they're always going to slowly creep up. And then the second a big time celebrities like, I want to chase these cards and I want my community to chase them too, numbers go to everywhere. So I'm going to collect these cards for the rest of my life, and then whenever I pass away, I'm going to give them to someone I love and tell them, hey, I loved this while I was alive. You do not have to love it. You can sell everything in here and make a fat stack of money. This is like your inheritance from me, whether it's my kid, whether it's my nephew, T-Man. I don't know if I'm allowed to say his name on the internet. T-Man, awesome kid, loves Pokemon as well. And so I don't know who I'm going to give these cards to, but I'm going to give them to people who I think would love them and appreciate them, but I'm not going to expect them to keep them for all their life. Sell them for everything they're worth if you want to. I just had fun gathering them along the way. That's it. That's the whole goal now. I want to I want to go and pursue and pull things that and buy things that I really care about, that I really love looking at, that I really love showing people, that I know could be worth a couple $100. Or I mean, some of these Jolteon cards are worth like $5,000. So it's like, maybe I get that one. I don't know if I'll ever get that one. I hope I do. We'll see. We'll see. But that kind of pulls us into our next point. How am I going to pursue this new goal? So the first step is flipping my current collection, which I'm going to make a video about my current collection. I want to show off everything I have. I've done some work, you know, I've got some cool cards in there. I made a video about it before I stopped streaming, but it's grown since then. You know, I've opened some packs since then. I've got some cool hits since then. I'm gonna make a new video showing off all the top of the top hits that I have. But if it's not in my current goal, which is a card I love, it's gotta go. That means I'm gonna be selling some really cool things like my OG Skarmory, the Lugia I pulled on my birthday, just things that aren't in my I love this Pokemon, or you know, I love this card. It's gonna go, but it's for a good reason, because it's gonna help me get the cards that I love. So that's gonna happen. The next step is the new cards that come into my collection. So anything I pull. So for example, let's see, I just sold a card on eBay. I just sold this gold Raging Bolt on eBay. Sold it for almost $7. Not bad. That's about what it was going for on like across the board. So I'm happy with that. I'm gonna be doing stuff like that. So if you think about it, the pack I pulled this card out of cost me $5. So I sold it for $7. I made $2 on that pack. We're talking little tiny numbers there, $2, but that's going into my account that I'm going to put towards getting my next Jolteon, PSA 10 Jolteon. So that's how that works. And I'm going to make a really cool video about my strategies, my do's and don'ts, the ways that I'm going to do that. I'm actually really excited about that video. That video is coming out. I got to put some work in on it, but it's going to come out pretty soon. And so that just brings us into our last step, though. I'm going to pursue getting Jolteons, not by just buying Jolteons with the money that I have, but with the money that I gain from flipping cards. Anyone could just go out and buy. There's multiple Jolteons out there, PSA 10 Jolteons, that I could just get right now with money that I have. None of the big ones, I promise you. None of the big ones. But there's ones out there that I could get that are PSA 10. And I could sit on that for forever. But that kind of defeats the motivation behind this. I want to know that I got this Jolteon without buying it from money that wasn't from cards I already had or cards that I would accrue. That way, I know this is like not super true, but just bear with me. That way it feels like I pulled the Jolteon. If I'm only getting the Jolteon because of cards I already had or cards that I pulled from packs and not from external money, it's kind of like I pulled the Jolteon, right? Hey, that's what I'm telling myself. That's what I'm telling myself. I traded up to a PSA 10. That's what we're doing. And yeah, there's going to be a video about these. I've been doing a lot of research in e-commerce and stuff like that, and just like figuring out how the best way to do this, and I'm really excited about those videos. But so speaking of videos, here's what content will look like moving forward. I need this to be taken with a grain of salt, because I've had all these ideas within the last week, and I know things change and grow and develop and get nixed and things like that. But as of where we're sitting right now, my primary content creation is going to be on YouTube, and what I'm going to do there is posting buy sell strategies. that won't take up too much of the content. It's just as I learn things, I want to be able to tell you all the things in case you all want to do this as well. So that's going to be like sprinkled in there because it's actually kind of fun to learn. That's what I've been learning the last like week or two. It's just like, oh, this is like a lot to think about in this, and it's like fun to think about. So yeah. So some of the videos are going to be that. I'm going to do weekly eBay reviews of buy and sell offers of the cards I'm selling, and the cards I want to buy and where those stand. And almost all the auctions on eBay are like 7-day. So there should be a cool in and out each week. Here's what I sold this week. Here's what I bought this week. Here's what it cost me. Here's what I earned. That kind of stuff. Just like an update of where we are. And of course, like how much that is earning me towards my next Jolteon. So I think I'll set goals of like, this is the Jolteon I'm saving up for based off of these sales that I'm doing. I think that could be really fun. It'd be fun for me. I don't know if it'd be fun for y'all, but I'll love it. It'd be awesome. And then the very last thing for YouTube will be grading reviews and unboxing. So as I get cards that are worth grading, I'm gonna have to decide to send those in. And when I decide to send those in, you wait like 2 months or so to get them back, and then you can do an unboxing to see if you got 10s or see if you flopped and got like 7s. You know what I mean? And that's kind of a big deal because that is my biggest risk versus reward in this thing is the grading system. So I'm gonna be studying that hardcore to make sure that we can get our grading system, our personal grading system, up to par with PSA, so that we know when we're sending in 10s. And BMart's already gotten really good at that. So I'm going to be learning a lot from BMart about this as we go too. So on to our next social media platform, TikTok. We're gonna things we'll post on TikTok, pack rips, PSA wins and fails. But all these are really just highlights from things that you would see on YouTube. Okay, so that's just exciting. The fun tidbits, the really cool moments that happen in this whole process along the way. Maybe some announcements here and there. And then on Twitch, every once in a while when I can stream on Twitch, which again, if you haven't watched the I'm Back video, I said this on the I'm Back video, this is going to be few and far in between. Okay, I want to do Twitch again really badly, but I want to do it well. So if I'm going to do it well, it's going to be whenever I can do it well. But I've got a really cool idea for Twitch. So of course, grips. It'd be awesome. And if the times happen to line up, we could do the grading reviews and unboxings on Twitch as well, if the times line up for that. But the thing I'm really, really excited for is this concept I have. I'm calling it the community challenge for finding eBay treasure. Okay, so I'm still trying to figure this out, but my concept is I have a monetary set amount for the night that whoever's in Twitch with me that night, we're gonna go on eBay and we're gonna go scouring eBay for the PSA 10s, and I'm gonna buy them. I'll buy them that night, and we'll get them in, and then I'll put them on review for a YouTube channel later. And then if they really do come in and they look like they're worth PSA 10s, we'll ship them in. And I think that's a really fun like community option for this, and I hope that part works out because it sounds really fun for just to know, we got 15 to 20 people at one time trying to find a card that's worth buying, to know that we can flip on the upside. It just sounds awesome. That sounds really fun to me. I hope it sounds fun to you. So that is what content is going to look like moving forward. All I have left is to talk about how you can be involved. Because I know my system is going to be different. It's not going to be like the gym challenge where you're posting your teams every week. You're going to battle me 2 to 3 times every week. You're going to be talking with people on the side about how the battles went or trading Pokemon, or like that used to be how you could be involved. I miss that. I still miss that. But here's what it is now. I would, if I end up with cards that you want, I would rather sell to you than to sell through eBay to a stranger. eBay takes a cut, and I'm selling to a stranger. If I sold directly to you, if it's a card you want, don't ever buy one you don't want, right? Don't ever do that, ever. Ever, ever, ever. Don't buy something you don't want. But if I sell to you directly a card that you want, I will know, dang, B-Mart loves this card that they just bought off me. That is so cool that they like appreciate this card. I feel good about selling this card to B-Mart, especially some of these old cards that I have. B-Mart's just the example there. It could be whoever's watching right now. But you know, my Lugia, my Skarmory, my Dark Raichu, my old promo cards, like any of these like really big hitters out there, it's gonna feel weird selling them to strangers and knowing eBay gets a cut. If I sell to you directly, eBay doesn't get a cut, or whatever, you know, whatever we sell on whatever listing site takes a cut. But if I sold to you directly, just, you know, PayPal to me, card to you, cool, awesome, feels way better. There's also a chance, as always, for people who are just feeling like super generous and never asking for this, but it's always so appreciated. Donations to buy more cards or to open packs and to flip cards, always helpful. Always helpful. Never asking, always appreciated. Okay, I'm gonna take that, leave it there, and move on. The next bit is definitely liking and subscribing, because if somehow this channel ends up being kind of like big, like ad revenue could help fund so much of this, and that's probably more in the realm of the way that we would ever like be able to make this into a charitable pursuit, is with ads. So like and subscribe, please. Love you guys, please do it. The last thing, I will at some point be looking for help. I'm not good at editing, and I'm not good at making thumbnails. I want to be, but I'm just not. So those are ways that you could end up volunteering for me for a while. And again, if the channel picks up and starts getting ad revenue, I could start paying people. But it's going to take a very special individual who's willing to loan their talents in a volunteer way until this thing could be profitable and actually like pay for people. But I think that's a long time away, and until then I have some time to try to get better at it. I'm not looking forward to that part, but we're gonna do it. So yeah, peeps, this is my plan. Get all the Jolteons, okay? And I hope you guys will come along for the ride. So we'll be seeing you. Look forward to the videos about my my strategies moving forward for how to buy, sell, and trade, and things like that. All right, see you around. Bye.